You're watching Good Morning Suncoast at 6.
The search is on this morning for a Manatee County woman who walked away from a correctional facility. We'll tell you where they believe she might be now.
And with those recent food recalls, our Marla Spence has what you need to know about the safety of the food in your pantry. Plus, a local high school is making a smart game day move to make the game of football a little bit safer. Why it's all about the helmet. Those stories plus more. Good Morning Suncoast starts right now.
It is 6 o'clock. Good morning. Glad you're with us. I'm Ray Collins on May the 8th.
Thanks for waking up this morning. I am Stephanie Webb. Another beautiful day on store for us today, right, John Scalzi?
You said it all. We have a few scattered showers down in the Bahamas, but it's dry as a bone over the state of Florida. In fact, drought indexes and fire danger indexes continue to rise because of the lack of moisture and rainfall. We will see that picture on radar again this afternoon, as there's just not much of a kicker in the atmosphere to produce any rainfall whatsoever. I don't think we'll see any for several days. Satellite view shows lots of sunshine in store for you as dawn breaks on the Suncoast, and a daytime temperature will top out significantly warmer than we are right now, which is about 5 to 8 degrees cooler than we were 24 hours ago at this time, thanks to some drier air that's filtered southward. 65 Sarasota, Bradenton, the same parish, ditto. Venice coming in at 68 and Inglewood coming in at 69. Top it out today, about 90, which is where we were yesterday, with plenty of sunshine. We're keeping our eye on the fire danger indexes today and on the air quality indexes today. We'll talk about those coming up in just a few minutes. Back to you.
All right, John, talk to you soon. Checking first alert traffic right now. Here's a peek, a live shot at US 41 in Gulfstream, a busy spot there. In fact, that area is being looked at for a roundabout.
Okay. One of 8 that are coming to the area.
Yeah, it seems like.
Yeah, a lot of them.
Yeah, that's some moments ago, some shots we got. And there's the building traffic around the bayfront. Let's check the maps right now. First alert traffic showing some issues there on State Road 70, just west of 301, eastbound lanes. Otherwise, not too bad so far right now. That'll change as the morning progresses. Checking the upper half of Sarasota County, no red to report there, just some caution on the Bee Ridge westbound as you go from Cattleman to Honore toward McIntosh. And then checking farther south on the maps, we'll see not much to speak of right now at 6:02 on your Tuesday morning. New at 6, a possible reprieve for a former Sarasota County Sheriff deputy once accused of covering up evidence. Investigators say Carson Lee Plank was first on the scene last year when a 79-year-old woman accused another deputy named Frankie Bybee of trying to kill her. Bybee's fingerprints were reportedly found on signed checks totaling $65,000 from her account. The elderly victim told police the checks were fraudulently signed. Well, deputies say that Plank not only failed to turn over evidence from the victim's home, but then warned her colleague Bybee about the investigation. Well, prosecutors now say that Plank can avoid prosecution if she completes a pretrial diversion program. Bybee was sentenced last October to 15 years in prison for kidnapping and other charges.
Well, as you're waking up this morning, Manatee County Sheriff's deputies are looking for a woman who managed to escape from a corrections facility in Bradenton. Silver Denise Bean, who's shown right here, was completing a 3-year sentence for cocaine possession at the Bradenton Bridge. The Manatee County Sheriff's Office says staff members at the facility noticed that she had walked away during a routine head count on Sunday. Now, they think she may have gone as far west as Palm Beach, where she's originally from. Now, the Bradenton Herald reports that women detained at the bridge recently found out that they might be going back to prison because budget cuts were cutting the transition program that they were enrolled in.
Happening today, President Trump will announce whether the U.S. will honor the nuclear deal with Iran. The president was considering whether to continue waiving sanctions on Iran's energy and banking sectors in exchange for Iran slowing down its nuclear program. The president and his supporters, including Israel, have been very critical of this deal they inherited.
History has shown that the longer we ignore a threat, the more dangerous that threat becomes.
The president will announce his decision at 2 o'clock today from the White House.
Well, since April, there have been more than 25 food recalls, according to the FDA. Many of those were actually recalled because of salmonella.
So how do we protect ourselves with the sell-by date and the best-by date? Marla Spence has some tips for us right now. Marla?
Good morning, guys. One big concern when it comes to food safety is knowing the difference between the sell-by date versus the best-by date on the food we buy at our local grocery stores. Dr. Maria Portelos Romito is with the University of Florida's Institute of Food and Agricultural Sciences Extension Office in Sarasota. She says the sell-by and the best-by dates we see on our foods are not required by federal law. Dr. Portelos Romito says those dates are really for the consumer to get an idea on the best quality and the best flavor and the best texture of their food.
It's not really to represent food safety, but once the package is opened, somewhere on that packaging it will say once open, used by 3 to 5 days. And that's an important rule to follow with pathogen multiplication.
Dr. Portelos Romito says the shelf life of your food depends on how it's handled in your home and if it's stored at the proper temperature. When it comes to the most common items like milk and eggs, she says those items will only have a sell-by date on them. Coming up a little later, we're going to be telling you how long after the sell-by date those items should be consumed. Back to you guys.
All right, thank you, Marla. Smarter and safer. That's how Lakewood Ranch High School wants to make the game of football for their players. The school's football program is investing in brand new helmets and pads in hopes of decreasing the likelihood of concussions. Lakewood Ranch High School head football coach Chris Kelton says that their new smart helmet, this one right here, is state of the art. This is actually a pad. Each helmet is equipped with 5 different sensors. It registers a player's every move out on the field. Coaches say that these helmets will ultimately help make the game safer.
And what this does is it gives us an actual data point and data set where we can lock in and see, whether the kid's showing symptoms or not. It can monitor when a kid is having excess contact, when the kid's had contact, where the contact has come. I can pull this device up and tell him if he's leading with his head, if his head's too low.
Incredible technology. Only a few players will be wearing the new smart helmets during the spring training, but in the fall, every player will be ready to go with these new smart helmets and pads. Well, it is day 3 of Hurricane Preparedness Week, and today it is all about assembling your disaster kit. Now, in order not to get stressed out prior to a hurricane, it helps to be prepared early. You can start today. A few supplies you can stock up on right now. Non-perishable food items like canned goods, water for at least each person in your household for a week, fill some extra prescriptions, and over-the-counter medicine like Tylenol and Advil. It also helps to stay in the know. Make sure that you have batteries plus a battery-operated radio to make sure you're completely stocked up for the season.
Still ahead, how about some extra money for you on the side?
And how would you like to do it without ever leaving the comfort of your stretchy pants and your couch, right? Well, you can do it. Straight ahead, 5 unique ways to make some money online. We're going to have that for you when we come back.
Here's a peek outside. Beautiful shot there of the downtown skyline. 6:08 right now as far as today's forecast. Here he is, folks, the great Scalzini.
Well, I'll tell you what, the weather is going to be great today. No doubt about it. For your school bus forecast, looks good. No issues here. No rain falling. 68 degrees, slightly cooler than yesterday, but not too bad. Low relative humidity. Plenty of sunshine for the drop-off time, but warm, coming in around 90 degrees or so. There is a 10 out of 10 chance of an outside recess today for all the kids. I don't see any issues whatsoever with the afternoon weather. We'll have a complete forecast for you coming up in a sec.
WWSB ABC 7 is an equal opportunity employer, and we're looking for qualified people to join our dynamic team. For a list of current openings and to apply online, visit www.mysuncoast.com/contact/employment. If you're a motivated team player and you want a rewarding career in a fun, fast-paced working environment, WWSB ABC 7 could be the perfect fit for you. Check out our list of openings now.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
Picking out a new ceiling fan? That's a do-it-yourself. Installing your new ceiling fan?
No.
That's a don't do-it-yourself. For ceiling fans, rewires, or anything electrical, play it safe. And call on the trained electricians from your locally owned Mr. Sparky. It's no accident that so many of our customers are repeat customers. Trust Mr. Sparky for all your electrical repairs.
Call 888-87. Sparky.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Hello, Mom.
Amanda's mom's appointment just got rescheduled for today. Amanda needs right at home. Our customized care plan provides as much or as little help as her mom requires, whether it's a ride to the doctor or help around the house.
Oh, of course. Tom, I am really sorry. I've got to go.
Look, call right at home. Get the right care right at home.
Experience the classical music celebration May 11th and 12th at the historic Sarasota Opera House. World-class musicians include guitar duo Charisma, currently touring with Andrea Bocelli. Tickets available online or by phone.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com, your guide to the foodie lifestyle. ABC 7's own Chef Judy serves up her favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blogs, step-by-step videos, and Suncoast Restaurant Guide. You'll find it all at mysuncoast.com/dining.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
Now your ABC 7 First Alert Weather Forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
It's going to be a beautiful start to the morning. Absolutely gorgeous. Plenty of sunshine around, low relative humidity, kind of cool and crisp as you head out the door. As the sun rises, we'll get to about 73 degrees by 9 a.m. And then as we head into the noontime hour, we're going to crank up the heat. Get up to about 87 degrees by noon, 90 by 3 p.m. Don't see any rain in the forecast, no cooling rains, but what will help cool you off are the dew points. They're lower. They're lower today than they were 24 hours ago. You may have noticed yesterday, as forecast, the winds picked up out of the north, and we started seeing that drier air filter in during the afternoon and evening hours. Came in like a nice, fresh blast of northerly winds, and that's exactly what it was, and it lowered our dew points and made the evening feel comfortable indeed. I think the same sort of situation builds again today as our winds are still out of the north-northeast, coming in at about 5 right now, light. I think they'll pick up a little bit this afternoon again, and again, that wind is a fresh wind with low dew point values, and just wonderful for this time of year to feel that kind of cool, crisp, low humidity air. It's not going to last much longer, because by the time we get to this weekend, those dew point values will be way back up again, and it'll feel more like summer than it certainly will today. 59 the dew point, 65 the air temperature. Plenty of starshine out there as dawn breaks, plenty of sunshine. Temperatures locally generally in the mid 60s and inland areas upper 60s as you get closer to the coast. That represents about a 3 to, in some cases, as much as 10 or 11 degree drop in temperature over 24 hours from this time yesterday. So significant cooling, all thanks to that dew point value. Northeast wind continues today. Plenty of sunshine around as we head into the noontime hour. Temperatures will climb into the upper 80s. We'll even have some pretty close to 90s on the board by the time we hit the afternoon. We'll see 92 in Northport, 92 Punta Gorda, and I suspect 90 in downtown Sarasota as well. Putting it into motion through the nighttime hours, we again fall into the 70s pretty quickly. Dry conditions throughout. Fire danger index is a concern. The fire danger indexes continue to rise across the area, and despite recent weekend rains, all of our area is in the higher, very high category, with some counties, Charlotte, Lee County, in the extreme danger category, as high as the scale gets. So we need some rainfall around here to lower these numbers just a little bit, and hopefully we'll get some this weekend. Hopefully without the lightning strikes, which also cause those wildfires at this time of year. The weather highlights include the frontal boundary, which carves its way through the state and sinks south of us, kind of stalling out down there. As it stalls out, it lies in wait, which eventually we'll start to watch it return to the north as a warm front. Winds will shift to the south. We'll get more humidity in here and that chance of rain. That happens over the weekend. Until then, high pressure is in charge, and it provides us with that northerly wind and that low dew point air and plenty of sunshine and absolutely wonderful conditions. So sunny and warm today. Front stalls just to our south, and then we wait for the weekend as that front returns north with its rain chance. As far as any kind of danger of thunderstorms across the nation, well, Florida doesn't really see it except in the very southern tip of the state. Tomorrow, I think areas like Springfield and St. Louis will be under the gun for severe weather if you're planning on traveling there tomorrow. We're looking at a northwest wind coming in at about 15, and as we head into the next several days, we're looking at 90 for a daytime high today, 88 tomorrow. And then over the next several days, our temperatures will continue to be warm, but we'll factor in that chance of rain on Friday at about 20%. And then as we head into Saturday and Sunday, we'll put in that 40 to 50% chance of a shower or two, and then we'll clear that all out as we head into the middle of next work week. But we'll start next week work week off with about a 30% rain chance. Back to you.
All right, thanks, John. Let's take a look outside to your first alert traffic out there at 6:16. In Manatee County, starting to see some of the traffic that's starting to pick up, as it usually does right around this hour. The bridges coming over into Bradenton are starting to get a little bit more congested. See a couple hot spots right there on 41, as well as north and southbound 301, right at that interchange of State Road 70. If you're heading a little bit farther south into Sarasota County, starting to see a little bit more pickup in some of those hot spots too. University Parkway, as you come off of 75, is getting a little congested, as well as Bee Ridge Road almost to 301. That's another hot spot that we're seeing for this morning. A little bit farther south in the area, if your commute includes Port Charlotte or Punta Gorda, or a little bit farther south, you'll have a pretty easy go of it if you leave within the next half hour or so. Those roads are looking pretty decent as well, and that is your first alert traffic. Well, if you're looking to score a little extra cash on the side, but you're not really able to work another job, look no further. With some help from thepennyhoarder.com, here's a few easy ways to make money without ever leaving the comfort of your couch. These days, you don't have to leave home to watch a movie, order in some dinner, or even get your groceries. So how would you also like to make a little extra cash without even having to leave your couch? Well, Lisa Cohen from The Penny Hoarder has a few suggestions.
You're not going to become a millionaire by doing these things, but you can make some extra cash that'll help you cover your expenses for your average household.
First, love those courtroom shows? Well, then how about being an online mock juror?
A mock juror is someone who helps lawyers prepare for trial by helping them figure out what issues might come up during a trial.
This one you can literally do right from your couch and just involves some reading.
You'll do it online and you'll look at evidence pieces, you'll look at different arguments and different documents from the trial, and just offer your opinions and answer questions for the attorneys. You can earn $10 to $60 for doing this right from your own home.
Next, so what do you do with all that old baby gear that your kids have grown out of? Well, rent it online and make some extra bucks.
So this is a service called Go Baby that allows you to rent out your baby supplies for traveling parents so they don't need to bring everything to the destination with them.
That's right, from strollers to beach tents, even to cribs. If it's in good condition, you can put it up for rent and make some easy money on Go Baby.
So I just looked up a local listing today, and it's someone who is renting out a car seat base, and you can get it for $10 a day or $50 for a whole week.
So maybe you don't have baby stuff, but do you have an extra car that doesn't get used much? Kids away at college and not using theirs? Well, you can even rent your own car for the week at the website Turo.com. Even easier, how about filling out some surveys? That's right, there are a few survey websites that will pay you just for filling them out. So, no, you probably can't quit your day job anytime soon, but these are just a few easy and extra ways to bring in some cash. All right, and I'm going to put a complete list of all the websites that we found for you online. MySuncoast.com will have that for you after the show. But first, refund season is upon us. If you're still waiting that tax return refund should be arriving any day now. The big question, what are you going to do with all that extra cash? Well, according to the IRS, last year, almost 8 out of 10 people received a tax refund on average of about $3,000. Now, before you go and blow that on things that you don't need, Here are a few responsible things to consider spending it on. First, maybe start an emergency fund so you're going to be prepared for unexpected expenses like a medical condition. Second, pay off your debt and pay down some of those credit cards to stop paying such high interest rates. Third, put some money where your house is. Put some home upgrades. That's going to raise the equity in your house. Fourth, put some in a retirement account. It's never too early to start. And finally, have a little fun with it. Maybe buy a bunch of Star Wars memorabilia because you deserve it, Ray. You deserve it.
I have to. Good tips there. All right, 6:20 still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast.
This morning, a former college football player is back in court. He's charged with first-degree murder. We're going to tell you what it involves with his ex-girlfriend. We'll have the latest in that trial as well.
With the recent food recalls, our Marla Spence says what you need to know about the safety of the food in your pantry. That story's coming up. But first, here's a peek outside our window at the Rosemary District. Should be a nice day. High of 90 degrees and plenty of sunshine. You're watching Good Morning Suncoast on ABC 7.
A decade of war has taken an unprecedented toll on our men and women in uniform.
Hundreds of thousands of our veterans are suffering from the trauma of war.
At Justice for Vets, we believe that every veteran should have the opportunity for treatment and restoration.
Get involved and go to justiceforvets.org.
Help put treatment within reach of veterans in crisis.
Veterans fought for our freedom. Now it's our turn to fight for theirs.
Everybody can make something, because I think everyone has a spark of creativity, and the reason that I have to keep making is because I don't think my life would be as fulfilling without it. If you make things yourself, that means you're not cowering in fear. You're out there taking chances. That, I think, is my way of saying I love you to the world. All right, now I want to hear why you make.
Share your own Why I Make story today. Visit whyimake.org.
Chris Domine is a husband, father, an athlete, even an Ironman. But 10 years ago, Chris's kidneys were failing.
The doctor said if you don't do dialysis, if you don't get a kidney transplant, you are going to die.
Then Chris received a second chance, made possible by an organ donor.
Your well-being changes from loss of hope to better times ahead.
Imagine what you could make possible. Learn more and sign up as an organ, eye, and tissue donor. Go to organdonor.gov.
When my youngest, Addie, was 2.5, she was diagnosed with leukemia. When we first heard that diagnosis, you feel extremely alone. Walking in that Light the Night light with 6,000 people carrying lights, white for survivors, red for supporters, gold in memory of those who have passed. It's the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society's hope that every year there are fewer gold lanterns. Your lantern will make a difference.
Start a team, join a team.
Help us light the night.
Hey kids, come learn baseball from the pros. The Bradenton Marauders are hosting Baseball Camp on June 5th, 6th, and 7th at Lecom Park. Boys and girls ages 6 to 14 will learn the fundamentals of hitting, pitching, and fielding from Marauders coaches and players at Lecom Park. Your camp fee includes a t-shirt, lunch daily, and 1 ticket to the Marauders games on these nights. To sign up, go to BradentonMarauders.com by May 14th. Sponsored by ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Thanks to the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, what was once impossible is happening today for thousands of patients with blood cancer.
I live.
I live. I live. I live.
I live.
She lives.
Because of the research done by the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society in the battle against blood cancer.
If you had a chance to support the research that is saving lives, what would you do?
Live look now at Ellis Island and the Statue of Liberty from New Jersey. The largest and busiest immigrant inspection station, Ellis Island, from 1892 to 1954, 12 million immigrants came through Ellis Island on their way to this country. Trivia for you. The city of Sarasota honored the late host of our show, Black Almanac, yesterday at City Hall. Fort Lauderdale area Congressman Elsie Hastings was on hand to present an American flag to the family of Dr. Ed James. They also received an award from the office of Area Congressman Vern Buchanan. Dr. James's son, Edward III, spoke on behalf of the family.
Dad had a legacy that could cover the entire United States, and for us, the most important thing that we're trying to do is continue to see that his work doesn't stop, that we continue to fight for equality, freedom, and justice.
Dr. James was the host of the Black Almanac here on ABC7 for almost 40 years. It was the longest-running public affairs show in the Southeast. He passed away in March at the age of 78.
Well, moving on, a cheerleader's murder trial in Tennessee is now in the hands of the jury.
As reporter Diane Macedo tells us, the state believes her boyfriend was upset at the way she broke up with him.
In this morning's GMA First Look, former college football player Riley Gall is back in court charged with first-degree murder for allegedly killing his ex-girlfriend in her sleep. Prosecutors say Gall shot Emma Walker on purpose in 2016 after the 16-year-old cheerleader broke up with him. On Monday, the Law and Crime Network was broadcasting live as prosecutors showed jurors a video of police interrogating Gall the same day Walker's parents found her shot to death in her bedroom.
I hope to God I'm not a suspect in her death. Is that so evil? I hope you don't know me, because I wouldn't hurt that girl for, I always hurt myself about her.
And coming up at 7 a.m., we'll have more details from the trial. With your GMA First Look, I'm Diane Macedo, ABC News, New York.
Who knew that my period or sex, even soap, could throw off my pH balance?
Only Vagisil pH Balance Wash has lacto prebiotic. Use it every day to help support a healthy feminine pH. Get more from your wash. Get better intimate health. Vagisil.
I needed legal advice for my shop. That's when I remembered that my ex-boyfriend actually went to law school, so I called him. He didn't call me back.
If your ex-boyfriend isn't a lawyer, call LegalZoom and we'll connect you with an attorney. LegalZoom, where life meets legal.
Dixie Ultra's FlexProof technology makes it twice as strong as the leading store brand. That's strength you can count on.
They say you're supposed to deny your cravings. You know what I do instead? I snack on Blue Diamond almonds. Wasabi and soy sauce? Don't deny your cravings. Eat them.
All the flavors you craved in a superfood. Blue Diamond almonds. Crave victoriously.
Our nurse, Jennifer, all we did is pick up the phone if I was having a bad day, and the next thing we know, she was here at the door. I can't believe that I would have received any greater care anywhere. From that moment on, everything changed dramatically. And I don't know what we would have done without that.
Rugs as Art. You know the name, you know the building, but do you know what's inside? Yes, Rugs as Art is Florida's #1 area rug superstore. But there is so much more. Amazing furniture, accessories, and art. All this and more. Come see for yourself. You'll love our personal touch and be pleasantly surprised by our affordable prices. Rugs as Art and more. There is so much more to explore.
The following message is brought to you by Mesobook.com.
People who have been diagnosed with mesothelioma have many questions. How did I get this disease? What are my treatment options? How will this affect my loved ones? You need answers, which is why we offer a free book written by medical professionals who have treated mesothelioma.
Call toll-free at 1-800-777-1366 or go to Mesobook.com.
Experience the Classical Music Celebration May 11th and 12th at the historic Sarasota Opera House. World-class musicians include guitar duo Charisma, currently touring with Andrea Bocelli. Tickets available online or by phone.
Did you know you could get life insurance for less than 32 cents a day? With guaranteed acceptance whole life insurance through TrueStage, you can get up to $25,000 in protection with a single phone call. TrueStage can help free your family from immediate financial stress when you're gone.
Utility bills, mortgages, car payments, those are a lot of things that can add up pretty fast.
And even if you're on a fixed income, prices fit your budget, starting at less than 32 cents a day. Plus, your price will never increase and your benefit will never decrease. And with no medical tests or health questions, you cannot be turned down for any reason. Call 1-800-842-7189 now for a free, no-obligation quote. TrueStage offers plans to fit your budget. Help protect your family from immediate financial burdens after you're gone with guaranteed acceptance whole life insurance through TrueStage. Call 1-800-842-7189 now.
Enjoy some of the best Suncoast restaurants on me. Just go to mysuncoast.com/dining, sign up for the newsletter if you haven't already, and you can win a $50 gift card to a restaurant in our area. We'll pick a winner each week, so go on our website and sign up now.
You're watching Good Morning Suncoast at 6:30.
Just watching everybody come out of there with all their things, and it's so sad. It's just so sad.
This morning, residents on the Big Island of Hawaii are now being urged to stay away from their homes as lava continues to overtake parts of the island.
A search is on for this woman who walked away from a correctional facility in Manatee County. We'll tell you where deputies think she may be now.
And Walmart is tightening up its security measures when it comes to prescriptions. What you need to know before you head to the pharmacy. We have those stories and more. Good Morning Suncoast starts right now. Good morning to you. It is 6:31. I'm Stephanie Webb. Thanks for waking up with us.
And I'm Ray Collins. May the 8th. Glad you're with us. And John, another nice day. The beat goes on in the weather department.
Yeah, we're looking at low relative humidity again today. Plenty of sunshine. It's going to be an exquisite afternoon with the sea breeze and that low humidity breeze kind of picking up a little bit in the afternoon, making it feel kind of balmy and nice. However, along with the very stable air mass, we also have increasing fire danger and air quality issues, perhaps, as we head into the afternoon. Could become a little bit, let's say, harmful for people with very sensitive respiratory systems and small children as we head into the next day or two, just because of the ozone levels kind of creeping up. We're not there yet, but we're watching it, and some computer models suggest that it could end up being a problem. Titan radar clean as a bell across our region. Not a drop of rain falling now. Don't expect it to be falling this afternoon either. Plenty of sunshine. UV index is way up there at about a 10. Current conditions are cooler than they were 24 hours ago, with 64 in Bradenton, 65 in Sarasota, and 68 in Inglewood. Top it out today, warm like yesterday, coming in about 90, and not a drop of rain in the forecast. Complete details coming up in a few.
All right, talk to you soon. Thank you, John. Checking roads right now. First off in Manatee County, a little buildup there on Cortez eastbound as you head toward 14th Street West. Otherwise, the usual delays on State Road 70. Also, University showing some buildup there. At the very top of your screen in the westbound lanes from Whitfield toward Lockwood Ridge and Tuttle. Otherwise, pretty clear in Sarasota County. South County, nothing much to speak of at 6:32 on your Tuesday morning. New at 6 o'clock now, a possible reprieve for a former Sarasota County Sheriff deputy once accused of trying to cover up evidence. Investigators say this woman, Carson Lee Plank, was first on the scene 2 years ago when a 79-year-old woman accused another deputy named Frank Bybee of trying to kill her. Now, deputies say that Plank not only failed to turn over evidence from the victim's home, but she also warned Bybee about the investigation. Well, prosecutors now say that Plank can avoid prosecution if she completes a pretrial jail diversion program. Bybee, as you might recall, was sentenced last October to 15 years in prison for kidnapping and other charges. This morning, Manatee County Sheriff deputies are looking for a woman who escaped from a corrections facility in Bradenton. This is Silver Denise Bean. She was completing a 3-year sentence for cocaine possession at the Bradenton Bridge facility. The sheriff's office says staff noticed she was gone on Sunday during a routine head count. They think she might have gone back to Palm Beach, where she's from. The Bradenton Herald reports that women detained at the Bridge facility found out they would be going back to prison because budget cuts were cutting the transition program in which they were enrolled in.
A follow-up this morning on a weekend shooting in downtown Sarasota. Now they think it could be connected to an investment deal gone wrong. Sarasota police aren't ruling that out as a possible motive. Police say Saturday's shooting took place at a condo down on Main Street. Court records show that the suspected shooter is involved in a lawsuit after making a six-figure investment deal with a Sarasota business owner. Shots were fired into the unit right next to the one occupied by that businessman. Local criminal defense attorney Derek Bird says loss of an investment of this size could be at the core of the shooting.
It's a pretty glaring motive as to want to seek retribution when you think that someone's basically stolen $300,000 from you.
And of course, we have the details on the lawsuit as well as the suspect. You can find it online at mysuncoast.com.
Happening today, the White House is set to announce a decision with major national and international implications. President Trump will say whether or not the U.S. will remain in the Iran nuclear deal. Reporter John Lawrence has an update this morning on this major decision.
President Trump has reportedly made up his mind on the Iran deal. An announcement is scheduled for Tuesday afternoon.
History has shown that the longer we ignore a threat, the more dangerous that threat becomes.
The president was considering whether to continue waiving sanctions on Iran's energy and banking sectors. In exchange, Iran slowed its nuclear program. Mr. Trump and his supporters, and also Israel, have been widely critical of the deal.
What do you think is going to happen to that agreement? That nuclear agreement?
But others think pulling out of the accord could lead to future problems.
I think it's going to drive a wedge between us and our allies, and it's only going to accelerate the possibility of Iran getting a nuclear weapon.
The International Atomic Energy Agency says Iran is in compliance with the deal, and a number of allies, including Germany and France, have tried to convince President Trump to stay on board. Iranian Foreign Minister Javad Zarif mocked President Trump for his stance on the matter, saying in a tweet, "President Trump is jumping on a rehash of old allegations already dealt with by the IAEA to nix the deal. How convenient." Iranian officials also say they will not renegotiate the deal that's currently in place. I'm John Lawrence reporting.
Well, this morning, Mother Nature continues to wreak havoc on the main island of Hawaii. Lava is flowing faster, seeping through giant cracks in the ground, and local rescue teams and police on the island are pleading with people to stay away from the affected neighborhoods. So far, 35 buildings, including 26 homes, have already been destroyed. That red-hot magma that you're seeing right there is destroying both roads and dozens of structures. Now, you can see the flow of this lava. It slowly creeps across the road, as you can see right here. It completely, there's actually a car in there someplace. It completely engulfed a parked car. It left behind a smoky black trail in its wake. More lava that's spilling through these neighborhoods has turned the green island vegetation into walls of just blackened rock. The eruption also released high levels of sulfur dioxide into the air. That, of course, can be deadly. All the more reason that locals are now urged to stay away.
It looks like a bad movie with that lava going across the street.
It does, very much, very much. Well, the recent romaine lettuce scare may have you concerned about some other foods that may be in your refrigerator or your pantry.
So how do you know what's safe and those best by dates and those sell by dates? Reporter Marla Spence can sort it out for us now. Marla, good morning.
Good morning, guys. We can't control how recalled items are packaged and then sent to grocery stores, but what we can control is what is in our refrigerators and our pantries. The big question when it comes to food is knowing the difference between the best by and the sell by dates. A family and consumer agent at the University of Florida's Institute of Food and Agriculture Sciences Extension Office in Sarasota says both dates are not required by law. She says although this may be true, some items like eggs and milk should be consumed within a few days after the sell-by date.
Once you open milk and it's on the sell-by date, I would say within 3 days that should be consumed. Again, depending upon how it's handled in your home and if your refrigerator is the proper temperature. Using eggs by those sell-by dates is important. I wouldn't linger too far past that. Maybe a day or so, but not beyond that.
Says the date on the food is for shoppers to get an idea of the best quality, the texture, and the best taste of food. She says anytime you bring groceries home, to make sure you store them in your refrigerator at 35 to 40 degrees to make sure your food is fresh and safe. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Marla. Walmart will tighten its opioid prescription policies by limiting the length of prescriptions and requiring that they be filled electronically now. The company says within the next 2 months, it'll only fill first-time acute opioid prescriptions for 7 days or less. Walmart will also require e-prescriptions for controlled substances starting in the year 2020. The company expects online prescriptions to help prevent fraud and also minimize error.
Happening today, security concerns at Sarasota High School. They're going to be addressed today by school and city officials. Right now, a stretch of School Avenue runs right through the campus. Pedestrians and bicyclists can use that road to gain open access to school grounds. Now, the school district wants to add a temporary gate to limit sidewalk access while school is in session and then eventually shut down the road. But first, the school district has to get approval from the city. Now, the two groups are going to be holding a joint meeting on the issue. It's tonight at 6 o'clock at Sarasota City Hall. Still to come on Good Morning Suncoast, George Zimmerman back in trouble. He's now facing charges of stalking.
We'll tell you what might have happened this time in Central Florida. But first, here's a peek outdoors at some traffic in the area. Or not. 6:40 right now. You're watching Good Morning Suncoast on ABC 7.
Picking out a new ceiling fan? That's a do-it-yourself. Installing your new ceiling fan?
No.
That's a don't do it yourself. For ceiling fans, rewires, or anything electrical, play it safe. And call on the trained electricians from your locally owned Mr. Sparky. It's no accident that so many of our customers are repeat customers. Trust Mr. Sparky for all your electrical repairs.
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
My California Closets experience has been wonderful. My mother's a huge inspiration. Before she passed away, she would say, you should do something special for yourself. First time I saw my closet, I immediately thought, this is the best thing I've ever done for myself. I call it my Tiffany style closet. I mean, I can shop in my own closet every day. I love that. My name is Cynthia, and this is my California Closets story.
My credit score was not that great.
I didn't understand what went into my credit score.
It was overwhelming.
Do you want to attain better credit health but don't know where to start? Credit Sesame can help by providing you a free credit score.
I love the app. It's so easy to use. It's like having your own financial coach.
Credit Sesame broke my credit score down into things that I understood, and it made me think, I can do this.
And the awesome thing about Credit Sesame, it's free.
It's 100% free. You don't need to go it alone. Get started today at creditsesame.com.
Since 2004, Embracing Our Differences has used the power of art and education to promote diversity. One way it accomplishes this is through its annual outdoor exhibition of 45 billboard-sized works of art, each accompanied by an inspirational quote. Join us in creating a community that is inclusive for all, where differences are embraced and individuality is celebrated. We invite you to celebrate the voices and visions of diversity and inclusion at this year's exhibit at Sarasota's Island Park.
Selfless service is the principle that guides Army National Guard soldiers to be ready whenever disaster strikes. They have a stake in the well-being of the neighborhoods where they live and work. They train part-time to be ready to serve at all times. Selfless service. It's what inspires the men and women of the Army National Guard to be part of something greater than themselves. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn more.
Here's today's job of the day. ABC 7 is seeking a digital content manager to join our newsroom leadership team. CMS experience required. Visit mysuncoast.com/job of the day to apply. Now your ABC 7 First Alert Weather Forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
On this second day of Hurricane Preparedness Awareness, we're going to look at the hurricane kit and what you need to have in that kit. There are two types of kits actually you're going to have. One is the hurricane supply kit if you're going to shelter in place in your own home in the event of an evacuation. And the other is a to-go kit, which is what you will take with you to a location that you've designated as your evacuation site should you be forced to leave your home. And to develop both of those kinds of kits, I suggest you go to my Facebook page, John Scalzi ABC 7. There's an excellent link there that will take you to a site that'll just lead you through it step by step. what you need in your kit, tailored to your particular situation and tailored to whether or not you're going to evacuate or whether you're going to shelter in place. It's a great place to go to get information, and that link appears, as I mentioned, on my Facebook page. Please share it to the rest of the folks because we want that information to be disseminated to 100% of the Suncoast so everybody is ready in hurricane season. Got a couple of issues here in the weather maps. One, our ozone quality. Now at 95, that's not quite high enough to require any kind of an alert, but it doesn't have to get much higher, 100 in fact, before it becomes unhealthy for sensitive people and small children to be out in extended periods of time out of doors during the maximum ozone levels, which is at the time of maximum sunshine as well. So we'll monitor this. Some computer models suggest that today we may actually exceed that 100 parts per million threshold for requiring a warning. We'll wait and see how that plays out, but be advised if you're in that category of very sensitive or if you're a small child. We're looking at a fire danger index also that continues to rise because of the lack of rainfall and the amount of available fuels in the on the ground. Charlotte County particularly is now in the extreme category, the highest category it goes in terms of fire danger, and also Manatee County, Sarasota, and DeSoto County all seeing some very high quality of fire danger spread. So we'll just need to be extra cautious until we get some rain around here. Temperature 73 degrees by 9 a.m. As we head into the noontime hour, temperatures will continue to rise under the influence of plenty of sunshine and a nice wind out of the northeast. Now, the good news is with those warm temperatures coming in at 3 p.m., we have low relative humidity. So that's going to make it feel a little bit more comfortable, I think, and certainly allow your air conditioners to operate a little more efficiently than they would with higher humidity. That's nice to see. And then as we head into the evening, 85 degrees, beautiful sunset in store for you. Right now, we're at 65 with a dew point value of a very comfortable 59. Remember, dew point, the measure of how much moisture there is in the air. Dew points in the 50s, everybody says that feels pretty good. Dew points in the low 60s, most people say that's okay too. Dew points in the upper 60s and 70s, it gets to be kind of humid, and that's where we'll be as we head into the weekend. But today, sunshine and low relative humidity thanks to that northeast wind. Frontal boundary sinking southward stalls out in the Florida Straits later today. Also, winds out of the northeast continue around an area of high pressure building in. Eventually, by the weekend, that stalled out frontal boundary will start to lift back north as a warm front. Winds will switch to the south. Humidity will return. And it'll be a lot like last weekend with intermittent showers possible for several days. 40 to 50% chance of that rainfall around. Sunny and warm today, though. The front stalling to our south, and then better weekend rain chances as that front lifts back north over the weekend as a warm front. Chances for thunderstorms across the nation today, well, it's not too bad. We have standard thunderstorms located in most of the midsection of the country and also just in the upslope sections of mountainous regions in the deep south and the Ohio Valley. But the big bullseye, I think, will happen tomorrow, and that will be in areas around St. Louis, Springfield, and those areas will probably see the potential of some large thunderstorms, gusty winds, and potentially some tornadoes as well. So if you are traveling to St. Louis tomorrow, you could suffer some airport delays. Thursday looks pretty good, though. No issues there. Titan radar quiet in our neck of the woods, just some false echo thanks to the temperature structure of the atmosphere. And really across the nation, things are pretty quiet right now. Forecast calling for a northwest wind at about 15 knots today. Breezy this afternoon, but a dry breeze. Daytime high 90, tomorrow about the same, and then Thursday ditto. But by Thursday, I think we'll start to notice a slight uptick in the moisture, carrying us to a 20% chance of showers on Friday as those winds begin to shift southeast and really funnel up the moisture. I think over the weekend it'll be humid, and we'll have that chance of a shower both Saturday and Sunday at about 40 to 50% in the afternoon particularly, and that'll carry on into the beginning of next work week. Back to you.
All right, thanks, John. Let's take a look outside to your first alert traffic out there. So far, the roads aren't running too bad at this time in the morning. Just a couple little traffic blips as you're heading over the bridges and into Bradenton. Those roads are starting to see some slowdown. 301 State Road 70, that's starting to see some hot spots as well, going in both directions. In Sarasota County, those roads are also starting to see a little bit more congestion as they normally do around this time in the morning. Fruitville Road, Bee Ridge, and University Parkway, they're also starting to see some slowdowns. A little bit farther south in the area, those roads aren't looking too bad just yet. If you're going to be heading south on 41, there's a couple hot spots there, but nothing to really be concerned around. It is 6:49, and that is your first alert traffic. Well, an update this morning on a Florida sheriff's deputy who was shot in the line of duty while responding to a call in Highlands County. Deputy William Gentry has died from his injuries. He was flown to a trauma center in Lee County after the shooting. Now, Gentry responded to a Lake Placid home on Sunday night after a report that a neighbor's cat had been shot. He then went to speak with the man accused of shooting the animal. That's when investigators say 69-year-old Joseph Abels shot Gentry right at the front door. When backup arrived, deputies arrested Abels, who they say is a felon with a history of violence toward law enforcement.
George Zimmerman is back in court again. He was the man acquitted in the Trayvon Martin murder trial 6 years ago. He's now accused of stalking a private investigator. The alleged victim was working on a documentary of the life of Trayvon Martin at the time. Zimmerman, you'll recall, was a neighborhood watch captain when he shot and killed Trayvon Martin 6 years ago. Investigators say Zimmerman bombarded the investigator with texts and emails and phone calls. In December, he'll be arraigned on a misdemeanor charge in a few months in Central Florida. Still ahead, your top 7 before 7.
And that, of course, includes a look at your first alert weather and traffic as we get you ready for the day. But first, here's a look outside right now. It is another beautiful morning. Going to be a warm one, but not a bunch of humidity. We're going to get all the details from meteorologist John Scalzi when we come back. You're watching Good Morning Suncoast right here on ABC 7.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
I heard about the Dotoli Cancer Center through friends of mine who had been treated here and were very pleased with the treatment.
If there is prostate cancer, we at the Dotoli Cancer Center will find it using 3D color flow Doppler ultrasound.
And that helped precisely identify where my cancer was. I can tell you that you will not find a finer, more professional team of clinicians anywhere in the world.
Need more space in your place? The More Space Place can help with Murphy beds that disappear to reveal a home office, living room, or den. Custom closets with designated areas for your shoes, bags, wardrobe, and accessories. Custom-built entertainment centers, garage storage systems, and more. The More Space Place has 3 showrooms next to Sunny's on US 41 South in Sarasota, on Lakewood Ranch Boulevard just south of State Route 64 in Bradenton, and on Tamiami Trail next to Panera Bread in Port Charlotte. Put more space in your place at the More Space Place.
If you're only hungry for a slice of apple pie, why buy the whole pie? And you certainly wouldn't want to pay for an all-you-can-eat buffet. So if you don't use your cell phone that much, why get charged for a plan that's too big, or even an unlimited plan? Luckily, there's still a wireless company that shares your values. Welcome to Consumer Cellular. Our average customer pays about $25 a month for everything they need. Many pay even less, as plans start at just $15 a month. You'll get a straightforward bill that's easy to understand with no surprises and all the attention you deserve from our friendly customer service team. No wonder Consumer Cellular has received the J.D. Power Award for highest customer service 4 times in a row. Plus, if you're an AARP member, you'll receive special discounts. It's easy to switch. You can even keep your phone and your number. So stop paying for more than you need and start your 30-day risk-free trial today. Call 800-457-2317, go online, or visit a Target store today.
Want the latest weather and traffic conditions wherever you go? Introducing ABC7's revolutionary new First Alert weather app. With our state-of-the-art new weather app, you get up-to-the-minute weather alerts, interactive radar maps, current conditions, 10-day forecasts, real-time traffic maps, and weather video from ABC7, all at your fingertips. And it's free. Just search Suncoast WX in the App Store and download onto all your devices today. Sponsored by Mr. Sparky.
Enjoy some of the best Suncoast restaurants on me. Just go to mysuncoast.com/dining, sign up for the newsletter if you haven't already, and you can win a $50 gift card to a restaurant in our area. We'll pick a winner each week, so go on our website and sign up now.
ABC 7 News at 7 weeknights.
Welcome back at 6:54. Here are the top 7 things you need to know before you head out the door at 7.
First off, John Scalzi's first alert weather forecast.
Yeah, we got a few things on the board this morning. Obviously, we're watching the air quality index and the fire danger index as we have sunny and dry weather continuing. Rain free for the rest of the work week, and then rain chances returning this weekend. Your out the door forecast: grab sunscreen. Don't need the umbrella. 65 degrees the current air temperature. And remember, as you head out the door, you can always carry the forecast with you on our first alert weather app. Back to you.
Thank you, John. Nothing major right now. Number 2 is checking traffic. We don't see a lot of buildup so far yet in Manatee County. We'll keep an eye on that and go on to our third element right now of our top 7. Stephanie?
All right, do you know the difference between best by and sell by dates on the food in your fridge? Well, Marla Spence broke it down for us. You can find more online at mysuncoast.com.
Number 4, a possible reprieve for a former Sarasota County Sheriff deputy once accused of covering up evidence. This is not the correct video. Prosecutors say Carson Plank can avoid prosecution if she completes a pretrial, there she is, a pretrial diversion program.
Number 5, Gulf of Mexico Drive is closed both north and southbound. That is also not the correct video. That is the Statue of Liberty. North and southbound right now going into Longboat Key. Here's the correct video. Crews are actually working on an early morning fatal traffic accident, and they're not quite sure when that road is going to reopen. They want you to take 41 instead.
Number 6, this morning, Manatee County Sheriff deputies are looking for a woman who escaped from a corrections facility in Bradenton. She disappeared Sunday and may have gone home to Palm Beach County.
And finally, number 7, over the weekend, Adele celebrated her 30th birthday with a Titanic-themed birthday party. These are some of the shots that she posted on her Instagram page. Now, she is a super fan of the movie, but fans are divided on whether or not it was bad taste to have a birthday party themed around an event that involved a ship sinking and over 1,500 people dying. Also, her guests received life jackets as party favors. What do you guys think?
The life jackets, I'm not so sure.
I love Adele, and I'm cringing like, oh, girl, I don't know about this one.
Too soon.
Too soon. Too soon. Happened in 1914. Still too soon, folks. Thanks for watching. Good Morning America is straight ahead.